The biggest challenge of giving a 1-minute impromptu speech is that logically we know 1 minute is a short amount of time. But when we have 3, 5, or even 50 people looking at us, 1 minute can feel like an eternity. In fact, there's a great quote by Mark Twain, who I'm paraphrasing. He says something along the lines of, if I have to deliver a 1-hour presentation, I can do it right away. But if I have to deliver a 5-minute talk, I'll need at least 2 weeks to prepare. And that's the problem with short speeches. Although they're short in time, they require a lot more thought. And if you're put on the spot, it's even more difficult to communicate in that moment. I felt this come true at a Toastmasters meeting when I first went there. And for those of you who don't know, Toastmasters is this club where you can go and practice public speaking. And they have this particular session called Table Topics, where anyone can volunteer and the host gives you a topic. You have to speak on it on the spot for at least 1 minute. And the first time I went, I remember there were a couple of people around me who were also there for the first time. And if you want to go on stage, you have to raise your hand to volunteer. And when the host called us to volunteer, I saw those 2 guys who were right next to me, who were also there for the first time, also looked equally nervous, but around my age, were raising their hands up to go on stage and speak on the spot. And I wanted to be like them, but I just couldn't, because I was so afraid to blank out, as I didn't know what I was about to be speaking on. And that's the fear we have with impromptu speaking. You take that setting and put it into a work environment where we're cross-questioned after a presentation, we're told to speak on the spot in a meeting, and if we don't deliver in those moments, it can reduce our credibility. But now, after having given hundreds of impromptu speeches, training hundreds of people on how to do it, we've come up with certain frameworks that can make us feel a lot more comfortable while speaking spontaneously. So let's get into it. Here's a 3-step framework that will help you speak on the spot without blanking out. All you got to keep in mind is 1, 1, 1. You have a 1-minute speech with 1 message and 1 story. Now let's break this down. By the way, if you're new here and you like communications content, hit subscribe. We release a lot of content around helping you become a more effective communicator. And if you want to level up your communication skills and are looking for the right coaches and mentors, you can book a free consultation call with us to see if we can help you out. Okay, now when you're delivering a 1-minute speech, remember you want to just have 1 message. Don't confuse the audience and yourself with multiple messages. The other thing to keep in mind is to support your opinions or your points with 1 story that can help to portray your experience and establish credibility when you speak. How do you do that? You can use a framework called AEEA, and this stands for Answer, Experience, Example, and Answer. Let me explain this through an example. Imagine somebody just walks into the room and asks you, hey, how do you think we can improve our workflow or processes for this particular project? Now, in those moments when we're caught off guard, based on the knowledge or information we have, we can give 1, 2 quick responses right there. But if we want our communication to be substantiated, we can use the AEEA framework. Here's an example of what you can say. To improve our workflow, we can start by adopting a more agile methodology. So in my previous role, when we made agility a priority, we saw a massive increase in productivity because it allowed us to iterate quickly and address issues in real time itself. For example, we held daily stand-up meetings to ensure everyone was aligned and any roadblocks were immediately addressed. And we were able to enhance our communication, speed up our development cycles, and respond more effectively to changes. So making agility a priority would help us significantly boost our workflow and processes for this particular project. And that's how it works. And now let's say if you are put on the spot and are given a random topic like how I was earlier in the video. And let's say your topic is the role of technology in education. Now there's no real question asked here, so there's no point of giving an answer. So in those cases, you want to take a stance, whether you agree or disagree with the topic given to you. In this case, do you agree that technology in education has benefited the entire industry or not? And if you do agree with it, here's how you can use the AEEA framework. The role of technology in education, particularly e-learning, has become pivotal in providing accessible and flexible learning opportunities. During my time in graduate school, to shift to online classes enabled me to learn from experts worldwide without any constraints. Technologies like interactive platforms, virtual classrooms, and AI-driven personalized learning have quickly enhanced the education experience. So for instance, I used an online platform to learn the foundations of AI that tailored study plans based on my progress and current understanding, which made it so much easier to comprehend the information. So technology's role in education, especially through e-learning, is crucial in shaping the future of how we learn and teach. And that's about it. That's how you can speak on the spot without blanking out. But the important thing to keep in mind is AEEA is just one framework amongst many that you can utilize in some situations. Different situations demand different frameworks, and we should be prepared for all of them. If you want some more help with different frameworks you can utilize for varying circumstances, we've created an entire video to help you with just that, which you can check out right here.